Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Mostly Paper Crafts. Today I am so excited to share the new My Monthly Hero Kit from Hero Arts. It's a Christmas theme, there's some beautiful images, and a really awesome die. So I'm going to share the new kit with you, then I'm going to make a bunch of projects and I'll share those with you as well. Check out this new bag that the My Monthly Hero Kits are going to come in. They are reusable, and for me it's a little bit too big because the box that I normally keep my Monthly Hero Kits in is a little bit narrower than this. So I'll repurpose this and use it for something else, but it's really cool. The stamp set for this month is lovely. We have a bunch of different Christmas designs here. I think my favorite thing is this stack of champagne glasses and the little table that you can set it on. But there's also a candlestick and fruit bowls. I think this is a tower of oranges. We have some gifts and a rocking horse, an old vintage bicycle. This is a beautiful tree that'll be a lot of fun to color in. And I like the style of these sentiments. There was an add-on that had more sentiments that were kind of in this style that I didn't purchase, and I'm just gonna have to be okay with that because I have a lot of Christmas stamps. I'm sure I'll be able to find something to use on my cards this year. But Merry Christmas, sending an abundance of joy. Cheers. Another Merry Christmas, just in a fancier style from all of us to you. Happy holidays. Lots of great stamps there. And there are coordinating dies for all of those pieces, which I have not cut apart yet. But I think the best part about this month's kit is this fancy window die. So you can use it with or without the frame here. This can be detached, and it just has all of this beautiful detail in it. And I'm really excited to make not only Christmas cards with this, but I think I'll be able to do some other neat stuff with it as well. Besides the stamps and the dies, we did also get some Prisma glitter. Totally necessary for Christmas cards. We got some beautiful cardstock in a variety of different saturated holiday shades. Hero Arts makes really nice, vibrant, thick cardstock. And then finally, this package has acetate, which they've packaged nicely for us. And it's included, I think, because of the fancy window die. So you could put this behind the die cut window to make it look more like a window. So that is the monthly kit for October. I did purchase 2 add-ons. Of course, the paper doll add-ons. These are for the Hero Lifestyles doll. And we have the Victorian lady and the Victorian gentleman. And honestly, I did not buy these for Christmas time, but I'm getting married next year, and I thought this would make a beautiful wedding dress. So, I mean, not for me to wear, but for some projects, I thought it would make a lovely wedding dress. The other accessories that are included here are really neat. I really like the hats and the boots. We've got a cane. This is a cute little bow. Obviously, the jackets are really nice as well. So I think I'll definitely get some good use out of these in my paper doll collection. If you've watched any of my other inspiration videos, you know that I like to make 10, 15, 20 projects with all of my kits. I like to make, and just keep going and going and going. And this month, I had to cut it off at 5. Now, there are 5 good ones, and I'm very excited to share them with you. But I also wanted to share a quote that I often keep in mind when I'm feeling stressed or over-obligated or I'm running out of time. And that quote is, "Don't let perfect be the enemy of good." 5 cards is great. It's not as many as I would have liked, but it's better than nothing. And honestly, part of me was like, maybe I just won't make a video. How embarrassing. I only made 5 cards this month. Usually I make 15. But I really wanted to share these with you, and I think that you'll enjoy them. Please let me know down in the comments if you have used this quote to keep yourself sane. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And without any further ado, let me show you what I did make. I'm always trying to incorporate elements from previous kits into my cards, especially because I didn't used to use my kits. I would just kind of hoard them away. So I'm always trying to pull in older elements. So for this first card, we have a Santa and reindeer stamp in the background there from a previous kit, as well as the little girl who's reading. The tree and the presents are from this month, and I used the window die and I cut off the part where the sentiment would go up at the top so that I could have room for a floor here. We've got our little girl popped up on some foam. I did ink blend the background and I used a little bit of white paint splattered to give the appearance of snow there, and a nice Merry Christmas stamp inside. The paper that I used for my window frame is a Hero Arts paper. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like a shiny, coppery, golden brown. Very pretty. This textured cardstock down here is from my stash, and I was really happy with how this first card came out. The previous sets that I pulled in, this is October of last year, 2020, and that is our little Santa. And here's the little girl reading. This is the March kit from this year. Now I made another Christmas scene, but this one is from the outside. Here I'm using that same shimmery brown Hero Arts paper. I did use a sheet of the acetate, and I sandwiched the acetate in between another die cut window so that you don't have any weirdness in the background. And then this is a tri-fold card with a sentiment all the way on the inside. There are a lot of layers going on here. There's 3 layers just on this front panel because of the acetate and the 2 windows. You're going to see here that I splattered some white paint to look like snow. I did that at the same time as the background for this panel here. And then for my stamps on the inside, you might recognize these little pieces from the current kit, but everything else is from previous kits, which I'll show you in a minute. The pattern paper that's in the background is from my stash, and I liked the way that this one kind of looks like wallpaper, and then this is sort of like a tiled pebble floor. But I was really happy with how this came out. This is a very heavy card. I'm going to need extra postage on it just because of all the layers. The kits that I pulled in are from December and November of 2019. So this is where I got the fireplace. And I did stamp out this car to use in the background of one of my scenes and didn't end up doing it. But I really think this car would look really cute outside the window. And from this set, which is the November 2019, I used this tree and our little kitty cat on the chair and the little pup here. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. I absolutely loved this window frame, so I made one more card using it, and this scene is meant to be a downtown ballroom. I've been lucky enough to do a lot of social dancing, swing dancing, and the older ballrooms that are downtown always have a fancy storefront, and so this is just peeking in. I love this sentiment, party like it's 1922, because this will make a great New Year's card since it's going to be 2022. I did use a sheet of the acetate as well as the Prisma glitter. These little flourishes are from this month's kit, and I put a couple of the stars in the background there of the little dance scene, and everything else is brought in from previous kits. So the dancers and the Party Like It's 1922 are from the February 2019 kit. There were some other elements that I could have incorporated here, and I may end up making a few other versions of this to send out for New Year's. Here's our Party Like It's 1922 sentiment. I think this is going to be a popular kit for New Year's cards this year. And speaking of New Year's, I used the sentiment Happy New Year from the October 2020 kit. And speaking of celebrating, for my next card, I used our Cheers sentiment as well as the stacks of champagne glasses. I used those repeating in the background, both upside right and upside down. And then a couple of champagne bottles from another stamp set. I do have some dimension here on my top champagne bottle, as well as this black panel is popped up on a little bit of foam as well. I added some glitter using the Prisma glitter that was included this month with a fine glue pen. I also used my Wink of Stella to give some more shimmer to our champagne glasses there. And of course there's some glitter cardstock in the background. So these champagne bottles are actually from a older set from Hero Arts called Gal Pal Brunch. And I love the sentiment Happy Galentine's Day, which is why I purchased this one. You can tell that stamp's been used a lot. But it has this great big champagne bottle, as well as the glass and some fruit and other fun things. But I thought that the bottle worked really well with the stacks of champagne glasses. So cheers. My last card, it feels crazy, it's only the 5th card, but my last card for this month is of course Beauty and the Beast inspired Be Our Guest. I kept this one really clean and simple, especially compared to some of the other ones, but you can see I used the table and our candelabra here, and of course this is what inspired me for Beauty and the Beast. And when I was going through all of my sets, I remembered there was a grandfather clock. This is November 2019, this grandfather clock, and then I knew I would have a teapot somewhere. So this is actually from a really cute woodland tea set. So here's the little teapot that I colored to look like Mrs. Potts. This stamp set is called Woodland Tea Party. I forgot that was the actual name of it, but really cute set. So I've got my teapot, Mrs. Potts, and we've got Lumiere and Cogsworth, you know, and they're a little out of proportion from what they are in the movie, but I think especially with this sentiment, whoever I send it to is definitely going to get the reference. I did all of my coloring on my cards today using my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. I did use a glaze pen to put a little bit of shine on our clock there to make that look like glass, as well as using some white gel pen. I used my brother's ScanNcut to create my sentiment here. The font is called Germany, and when I use the ScanNcut to draw letters, I always leave it open and then I just have to fill it in myself. Makes it a little bit quicker and easier for the machine, and it's not so bad for me to have to just go back in and fill those letters in. Here's a sample of what it looks like before it's filled in, and then I just take my little pen and fill in the rest. So Be Our Guest, a Beauty and the Beast inspired card, top folding, a great way to round out this month. When I get a set like this, the first thing that I like to do is stamp out my images and do a bunch of coloring. These are all the images that I didn't end up using, and obviously I can put these together pretty quickly into cards. Just, you know, 1 or 2 image with a sentiment and maybe a fancy border and it'll be done. But I really just didn't want to include cards like that in this month's video, especially because I'm already late getting it out to you now. But I did want to show you one more idea that I had. This stamp set is called Holiday Meal Stampin' Cut. This is from Hero Arts. It came out a couple of years ago, and I think that some of these little food elements would look awesome on a table setting with some of the other images in this set. So just an idea, if you have this month's kit and you have this stamp set, I bet you could create a really cool Thanksgiving table scene using the turkey and the candles and all of that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for letting me share my 5 cards with you. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. If you'd like to see more card inspiration like this in the future, make sure that you're subscribed. And I hope that you can make some time to do some crafting yourself. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Give yourself some time to be creative and get out of here. Go make something beautiful.